We once again want to commend the county executive for acknowledging and celebrating the achievement of women in such a benefiting matter. What is a women's luncheon without inspiration, of course? As women, we love uplifting one another, and that's what we do. And when we do it, it's always a good thing. Next up to the stage, we have Miss Gilly Haynes, who will recite 2 of her poems, one written especially in honor of the luncheon theme. Many of you may recognize Ms. Haynes as she works in the Office of Communications for the County Council, but she also wears some other impressive hats. She is a communications expert, a professor, an author, and a former journalist. Please read further about Ms. Haynes in your program book.
Excitement builds and souls come alive when a woman enters the room. Decisions are made and action begins when a woman enters the room. Misunderstandings are understood and anything wrong becomes all good when a woman enters the room. Sense of direction and purpose is clear when a woman enters the room. Each fluorescent burns a little brighter and meek spirits take on the eye of the tiger when a woman enters the room. There's an itch in your life you've just got to scratch when a woman enters the room. A lasting, remarkable change occurs in the world when a woman enters the room. And for all the women in this room today and those who you know and love and support, the life of a woman. The life of a woman has not always been grand, considered by some to be less than a man. Conversations we've heard often laced with pretense, our perception much more than common sense. Can you look beyond my hemline, my neckline, my hair? Just offer me a wage that's comparable and fair. History past, but worthy of note, once denied our right to vote. Our numbers empowered with confidence and choice. For equity and advantage, we use our voice. We stand as protectors for our families and children when crossing the street. We pray for lasting innocence with everyone they meet. We are a collective balance for justice and strength. Our reach for each other should be an unmeasured length. We are progress and power. We effect change. We control our steps. We determine our range. Voices strong, with wisdom, depth, and view. Not just any woman. Oh no, honey. We're the ones that stand with you. Thank you.
Had to stop myself from being like, yes, Miss Gilly, thank you. Thank you so much for highlighting the women's movement through your beautiful spoken word. That was an awesome tribute. Now please welcome to the stage Jennifer Jones, Chair of the Prince George's County Women's Commission, who will share a few words about today's special tribute.
Thank you. There are not enough words to describe the perseverance, hard work, commitment, and dedication that have been, without a doubt, her life's calling. Please cast your eyes on the screens to watch video of the County Executive's special tribute to the Honorable Senator Barbara A. Mikulski, the longest-serving woman in the history of Congress, who will soon retire her seat in the U.S. Senate after 30 years of trailblazing service on behalf of the people of Maryland and our nation.
As County Executive of Prince George's County, to present this special recognition award to Senator Barbara Ann Mikulski, a dedicated champion for the people of Prince George's County, Maryland, and the state of Maryland. working to form a more perfect union. At our 31st annual Women's History Luncheon, March 16th, 2016, I can't think of a better person, a great champion for all of us, Senator Mikulski.
Thank you. Thank you very much, County Executive Whml Baker. I want to thank you for not only presenting the award, but I want to thank you for what you do every day in every way to advocate Prince George's County, to make sure that in our county we have jobs, that kids have a future, seniors have security, and that the county just moves forward. I've been so proud to work with you and want to continue to do so. I want to also thank the wonderful women who are here today for wanting me to have this award. And I also want to congratulate the other awardee winners. I know someone will be named the Gladys Spellman Award. Wow, Gladys and I served in the House of Representatives. We were two strong fighters for Prince George's, and an award I know named in her honor will be someone who has worked to empower the community. And then to all of you, the women here at this lunch and the women in Prince George's County. See, I think you're all leaders. I think you all are what I call the CFOs, the Chief Family Officers. And I know what you do. And I've been proud to just watch you, work with you, and try to be of help and value to you. I know that each and every one of you works at a job to be able to earn a living. I know that you also put in another shift for your family to make that living worthwhile. And then you put in a third shift to raise the standard of living for everyone who lives in this community and in this country. You have my heartfelt gratitude for what you do every day to work on our empowerment agenda. I'm so proud of you, whether you work in the private or public sector. You're the reason that Prince George's County is so essential to both the county, to the Maryland economy, but to America's future. Your support over the years has meant so much to me. When I first came to Prince George's County, and I met with the county executive then, and then over the years, whether it was Paris Glendenning, whether it was Wayne Curry, whether it was Whml Baker, I would always bring in my Prince George's County book. And one of the things that I would show them is the election results, not for quid pro quo, but to say that I know the support that I got. Consistently and persistently, I always got over 85% of the vote in Prince George's County. 85%, often over 180,000 votes. That meant that over 180,000 people in Prince George's County gave me not only their vote, but it was an act of confidence, an act in trust. You said, Barb, we're voting for you and we trust you. We trust that you're going to stand up for Prince George's County. You're going to trust the fact that you've listened to us, how we've been redlined and sidelined, overlooked and often undervalued, that you're going to fight for us. And I said, absolutely, I would. And working with you, by listening to you, knowing the best ideas to come from the people. I want you to know that I took that vote of trust and confidence to fight for jobs, and I sure hope, we get that FBI headquarters here, for justice, to make sure that everybody is treated equally and fairly, and at the same time, to make sure that our young people have the freedom to achieve. Working with your county executives, we've been able to work to improve early childhood education. We've been able to work to make sure K through 12 was an opportunity, and that the zip code that you live in doesn't determine what kind of education you got. And now we're working on higher education, whether it's at the wonderful Prince George's County Community College or Bowie State or all of our schools in Maryland, that our young people have a shot at the American dream. This is my agenda. This is my passion. And as I come for the final months of my term, I want you to know I'm standing shoulder to shoulder with Barack Obama. Now, his shoulder's a little bit higher than mine, just like my good friend Rashern's, but we're shoulder to shoulder in spirit to make sure Barack Obama appoints the Supreme Court justice he wants and that the country needs, that we're going to make sure there's no rollbacks or pushbacks on Obamacare, and we are going to move again on our jobs and our justice agenda. I want you to know I'll never forget you. I'm forever grateful for the love, friendship, and confidence you gave in me. Helen Keller said, all that you deeply love, you never lose. Everyone that you've ever met becomes a part of you. For every hand I ever shook, for every senior center or community meeting or church I've been to, I've met so many of you. You've made such an impression on me. I'm forever grateful for you for giving me the opportunity to serve. And remember, each and every one of us makes a difference. When we work together, we sure have made change. God bless you, and thank you so much.
Barbara Mikulski, a round of applause for her years of service. Absolutely. Now it is my honor to bring to the stage County Executive Baker and Nikhil Schultz to give a few remarks about Senator Mikulski.
Thank you. Thank you. Wasn't that absolutely terrific? So off stage, you could not see us talking out there, but the first thing I was saying to Nikhil was that, I just love Senator Mikulski. She has been a tremendous asset to this administration and to this county. And she called me up and she said, I want to come meet with you. And I said, oh, okay. And I said, well, when would you like me in your office? He said, no, I'm coming to your office. And I said, okay. And she said, you know what? When Wayne Curry was county executive, I brought in this black book. She put it on there and I said, oh my God. What is she going to ask me for? In the book were the things that she could help us do in Prince George's County, the businesses she could help us bring to Prince George's County. It also had the votes from Prince George's County and the black women votes from Prince George's County and the people's votes from Prince George's County. That deserves a round of applause. So it is my pleasure to hand this to Nikhil with this one last thing I will say. So we were back there and I said, you know what? My fondest memory of Senator Mikulski was we were in the Capitol talking about the FBI, and it was all men in the room. And we were bickering back and forth as to what we were going to do, what we weren't going to do. And she walked in and everybody not only got silent, they started shaking. And I knew right then and there as a brand new county executive where the power was. She's a great woman. We're going to miss her on the Hill, but we're glad she's going to be around to help us out. Nikhil?
Like you? Okay, I'm slow today. Like this?
There you go. 1, 3, 1, 2, 3. Lean that just a little bit from the top. Top out the other. 1, 3, 1, 2, and 3. That'll work.
Okay. I need to make sure that I tell you, she's not here today and she wanted to be here. She's at appropriation on Capitol Hill fighting for Maryland and the people of this great country. So let's give her another round of applause. Senator Mikulski.
As we continue on with our program, I want to just shout out a few more of our elected officials who are with us. Sheriff Melvin High. Thank you, Sheriff. Judge Karen Mason. and former Clerk of the Circuit Court, Marilyn Bland. Thank you all for being with us this afternoon. Next, please, to welcome to the stage a phenomenal leader, former Gladys Noon Spellman recipient, and a woman who has worn the hat of Chief of Staff for 2 separate administrations here in the county. First round for the beloved and former County Executive Wayne Curry, and now a second go-round for County Executive Baker. Please welcome Glenda Wilson for the presentation of the Wing Award.
Women, oh women. In other words, wow, all of you are so beautiful. You have overwhelmed us with your attendance and support of this event. This event has been in existence for over 3 decades and has attracted women not only from our county, but from across the region. Now, not to leave out the men, because I really applaud you for being in this room with all these powerful women. And by the way, I love working for the county executive. He doesn't mind working with opinionated women. Can we give him a hand? As some of you may recollect, during last year's luncheon, a new award was introduced called Women in Government, or Wing Award. This honor was bestowed upon Sandra Longs of the Office of Information Technology, who was also the first recipient. This award was actually conceptualized by LaVon Thomas, our committee chair, Women's History Month Luncheon Chair. And I thought it was a great idea and wonderful addition to the luncheon, so great job, LaVon, and thank you. The Wing Award is awarded to a female employee that is innovative and informative, inspirational and influential. These are the IN qualities of this honor. Well, you know, all of us. So, I'm excited, though, to share with you this special presentation. We recognize that every day our colleagues leave their homes to work on behalf of the Baker administration and communities of Prince George's County. And we know that great work happens and may never get recognized. Each of us is charged with carrying out the day-to-day service of government, but some of us take the charge and add their special touch to it, you know, beyond. One example is the dedication and commitment that many employees have made to our Transforming Neighborhoods Initiative program, a vision of our county executive. Now, can I see the hands of the people that know about the Transforming Neighborhoods Initiative? Wow, that's pretty good, Mr. Baker. This program, otherwise known as T&I, encompasses devoting resources to 6 areas of the county to help combat blight, deter crime, provide education, and health wraparound services. The staff that lead or work on these teams often work outside the scope of their day-to-day responsibilities with no extra compensation to help enhance the T&I communities. In addition to their time, they are interfacing with multitudes of residents and building relationships on behalf of the county executive through T&I. This year's 2016 Wing recipient epitomizes the creation of this award. At this time, Mr. Baker, can you join me on stage? It is our privilege to present this year's award to Ms. Gwendolyn Clerkley of the Department of Public Works and Transportation.
All right. Gwen.
She's out. She is front row center for all of the DP and W&T projects, as well as the cleanup, green up activities in Prince George's County. Gwen's list of projects is so long, we need another luncheon to cite all the things that she has done in the Suitland T&I community. From her leadership in community cleanup projects, resurfacing roadways, job fairs, renovations, community landscaping, providing supplies. I could just go on and on, really. She has embraced the T&I vision with enthusiasm, responsiveness, and influence. Mrs. Clerkley, are you here?
Yes.
Absolutely. And okay, wait a minute, one more thing. I have to share with you that she can take command of the Snow Center like nobody's business when she is in the Snow Command Center. Congratulations.
Now, I can't resist. We're going to let you speak, but hold on. I got to say one thing. Gwen, you stand right here. That's why they don't let me come out here. So my favorite Gwen story, come on up here, sweetie, was, during the first year of my administration, we had all kinds of natural disasters. And so we had a microburst, which I didn't know what a microburst was, in Bladensburg. And so at that time, I used to take my wife out late at night, to help her sleep. And I decided I was so nervous as county executive, I was going to go check on our progress in Bladensburg. And so I got my wife in the car. We're in our, a car, and we drive down. It's 12 o'clock. And I see a person out there making sure the people are working. And I said, well, who the hell is that? And I drive up, and I know she looked like, we had a Lincoln, it was blacked out window. She's like, who is that? It was Gwen. 12 o'clock at night, making sure that the residents who were affected by this were getting back in their homes as quickly as she could make it happen. That's the type of person she is. Please.
This is truly a shock and very much an honor, and I really do say to God be the glory. And I thank the men and women of the Department of Public Works and Transportation, because without them and all of their efforts, nothing would be possible in any of the things that we do in Public Works. So a shout out to them back there. And I'd also like to thank my husband, Malcolm, because without his unwavering support, my 12 to 14-hour days and then coming home to a loving husband and meals and all of the things going on, would not be possible. So I really do thank you all very much for this award, and just thank you. Thank you to Mr. Baker and Ms. Wilson and everyone. Thank you.
Congratulations, you deserve it. Mike, when the director. Yep. You want to sign, you guys right down. Thank you. I want you on the end.
Before our next award presenter comes to the stage, I'd like to recognize a few more elected officials. Former Senator Gloria Lala and School Board Representative Virginia Jacobs. Well, our next two presenters are familiar faces from recent past. Our first presenter is the 2011 Gladys Noon Spellman Scholarship recipient, Nevatia Noble, who graduated from Central High School with a 4.2 GPA. 4.2. Well, she is now a young lady, and in May of 2015, she received her Bachelor's of Arts degree from New York University in sociology with a minor in public health and policy. She is currently working at the Brookings Institute as their advancement services coordinator. I would also like to invite the county executive, when he's done with his pictures, back on stage with Nevesha as she announces and introduces this year's 2016 Gladys Noon Spellman Scholarship Award recipient.
Good afternoon. I was honored to be invited back to the luncheon and want to thank County Executive Baker for this opportunity to present the Gladys Noon Spellman Scholarship Award. So thank you. It is a privilege to congratulate Anthony Thornton. Anthony, please join us on stage, please. Anthony is a senior at Suitland High School and has a 3.82 grade point average. He will pursue the field of pre-med biology, and he also wants to minor in music, which is something that he has a strong passion for. He is leaning towards the University of Maryland, Baltimore County. In his spare time, he is an active member in his school and community at large. His many extracurricular activities are listed in your program. In her recommendation letter, Stephanie L. Davis, Program Administrator of Internal Medicine Residency Program, Prince George's Hospital Center, wrote, Anthony is a rare type of student who combines exceptional natural ability with the willingness and eagerness to learn. He is determined, caring, mature, and generally a well-rounded individual. Anthony received recommendations 4 years in a row for excellence in his volunteer work at the Prince George's Hospital Center, where he served as a team leader in our summer volunteer program. He proved to be an enthusiastic student with excellent communication and customer service skills. As a volunteer supervisor, his assessments of patient admissions were always accurate and complete. He came to meetings prepared and always asked appropriate questions to advance his medical knowledge and served as a liaison among other students. Anthony has self-confidence that allows him to take initiative in finding answers to his questions. He is open and honest with patients, faculty, and doctors. He takes suggestions for improvement as opportunities. The Prince George's Hospital Center is very lucky to have him as a valued volunteer. So please join me in congratulating him. And again, congratulations and much success in your academic pursuits.
All right, if we could all give Anthony another round of applause for being an outstanding student. He will receive a $2,000 scholarship. We are proud to salute him and wish him the very best at college and in all of his future endeavors. And before we move on, just to recognize a few more of our Board of Education members, Sonia Williams and Dr. Beverly Anderson. Now for the moment that we all have been waiting for. Before we go to the award, yes, we have to keep the suspense going, let's refresh our knowledge of Miss Spellman. She was an educator, so it's important to celebrate this aspect of her service, and Anthony and Nevasia are shining examples of her legacy. Let's give them both another round of applause. Now, the Office of County Executive Baker received outstanding applications from county students who attend Prince George's County Public Schools, private schools, and other schools all across the county. We wish these students the best, and we thank them for submitting their applications for review and consideration. Now the time has finally come to present the highly coveted 2016 Gladys Noon Spellman Public Service Award to this year's recipient. To capture the essence of this award is past recipient Nelvina Johnson, or Nell, as she's known by all. She'll be here to tell you a little bit about the criteria. Nell has worked for 5 county council administrations and currently is the chief of staff to Prince George's County Council Chairman Derek Leon Davis. Ah, there she is.
This is very exciting. Hasn't this been a wonderful afternoon? Thank you, Jumi, and good afternoon again, everyone. It is such an honor to be a part of the celebration and to present this prestigious award. I want to thank the County Executive Baker for the opportunity last year and this year to present this honor. I'm very proud to be among your past Gladys Noon Spellman recipients, and so many amazing women, and I'm truly honored just to be a part of it. The criteria for the Gladys Noon Spellman Public Service Award is as follows. The prospective candidate is nominated for this award and must be a resident and work for Prince George's County government. Each candidate must have progressed steadily in her career and contributed to their respective agency and/or department, must possess strong leadership abilities and apply these to the betterment of county government, and must also have outside interests, including exemplary community service. There are many hardworking, courageous, committed women of character in Prince George's County government, and we applaud each and every one of you. And join me in applauding. At this time, I'm going to ask County Executive Baker to join me as I share some highlights on the recipient's bio. This recipient has worked for the county government for over 2 decades and is well known for her community service, leadership, and diligence in serving others. Throughout her professional career, she continues to epitomize a woman of integrity, talent, and compassion. Those qualities exemplify leadership required to move the community forward. She has served in a myriad of roles, primarily ensuring that the interests of the Prince George's community are priorities and met. Her impressive career in county government includes service as supervisory employment in the county's health department, sheriff's department, sheriff's office, fiscal officer for the state's attorney, deputy director for the Department of Social Services, and currently as associate director for the Domestic and Sexual Violence Supportive Services Division. In addition, she is an advocate and educator for individuals impacted by HIV/AIDS, poverty, and domestic violence. Outside of work, she has demonstrated her abilities as a leader through her involvement in 16 various organizations, such as the United Way, Reflections of Tomorrow, tireless support of Shiloh Baptist Youth Missionary, and the Human Trafficking Task Force. She also actively supports ballet classes for young girls, programs for the homeless, domestic violence, and prevention programs where she has worked tirelessly to coordinate responses and develop programs under a broad spectrum of responsibilities. Her diverse background makes her a well-rounded and knowledgeable person that the community at large can depend on. It is because of Jackie Roan's, Jackie Roan's deep character, humble attitude, and unwavering community activism that has truly made a difference in the lives of the people in the most vulnerable moments, that she is highly deserving, and named the 2016 Gladys Noon Spellman Public Service Award honoree.
Hold those spots, please. Looking at this young man next. Looking at this young man next. This young lady, please. You're a star. And everybody else, come on down.
Come on down. It's a great moment.
Take your time, don't rush.
Take your time. Edie, you're a mess. Jackie, I'll hold this while you.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Wow. I don't have anything to say. Wow. Thank you, County Executive Whml Baker, and for everyone who, I guess, submitted the application and thought so highly of me. I guess I want to use this opportunity to say that I have no idea how many women are in this room, but if you look around and count to 7, every 7th person, every time you say 7, that means somebody in this room is affected by domestic violence. And so while I must admit that the division that I'm working in now, it wasn't something that I initially went to, I didn't know what I was getting myself into, just put it that way. And so as Teresa says, I found my sweet spot after 20-something years in the county government. I can honestly say that trying to be a voice in the community, supporting women that are suffering in silence, I recognize that it actually touches so many women that across our county, not just the impoverished group.
So in this room, there are women that are suffering. I'd like to say in the Department of Family Services, there's a place you can come to get services, to get out of your situation if that's what you choose to do. If you want supportive services to stay in your situation but want some support, we can offer that to you. So please do call me, and the staff are there to help you. I thank God. I thank my sister Gwendolyn. Gwen has been awesome support to me throughout my career in the county government, so I really had no remarks to say. I hope I've done well by you all in the room. Thank you again. I'm just in awe, so thank you.
We want to thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come here and to host this very important event. I believe you will be doing the 12 o'clock news right about now?
I would have just finished.
You would have just finished. And she was up early this morning, 3 o'clock, 3 a.m., and she's here. Can we give her another round of applause? Isn't she great? I've got a pretty easy job. Hold you up so you're going to be here as longer than, no. No, I really just get to thank some folks. This was an easy one for me. Can you do this for me? The two things that will really make my day. One is my oldest daughter, who doesn't like me to tell people I actually delivered her, so I don't do that anymore. Oh, I'm sorry. They're going to kill me when I get home. But she did a wonderful job, and I've always called on her. Asia Baker, can you stand up, please? And my youngest daughter, who took the bus down here, or actually her sister came and got her for this program from school in New York, because they know how important this is to me, but more importantly, they absolutely know how important this is to their mother, and she came down. Quincy Baker, could you stand up? And my son did the right thing. He came here, he ate his Betty Huda, and he went back to work. Let's give him a round of applause. And finally, the reason that I have 3 perfect children and one almost passable dad they have is because the person who has guided my life since I met her in 1978, walking through the dorm at Howard University, ain't you. If I didn't think there should be a Women's History Month, year, century, I certainly would have thought that after almost 30 years of marriage and almost making me an adult, the woman who has guided me throughout my life as an adult, my wife, Krista Beverly. Can we give her a round of applause? Oh, thank you. You know, Sis would be very proud of the women that work in this administration. As my chief of staff said, you know, they're very strong, passionate, opinionated women. And as she was saying that, she said, and I, get along with them well. I said, yes, I've had 30 years of practice. But I am so pleased to have these individuals working with us, starting with my chief of staff, Glenda Wilson. Can you give her a round of applause? Really give her a round of applause, because she deserves it. I said to her when she was telling me she didn't want to come back and work in the administration, I said, no, it's not like Wayne Curry. I'm like the easy version of Wayne Curry. And she is every day reminding me, no, I'm just as bad. But we're so grateful, but more importantly, the county's grateful to have her leadership with us. So Nick and I had a great day today. We do what we normally do, and that is we sat back. My CAO, Nick Majette, can we give him a round of applause? And if I can do this, I know I'm almost there. I'm going to be out by 10. First of all, if all my my DCAOs and my directors, the females, if they could just stand if they're still in the room real quick. I know Betty Hewlett ran out. But if you could stand, Betty Francis, stand up. Gigi, Andre Green, stand. If you could all stand up, and let's give them a really large round of applause. A really large round of applause. Because if you look at them and you see the work that they've done in this county, and I said this to Betty Francis the other day, if you look at what you've done, the accomplishments of this administration, the awards that we have gotten, it is the departments that they have run. And it was all merit. But it was purpose-driven, but merit. That's what happens when you're purpose-driven and you look for qualified people. You get these individuals. So I'm very pleased to have them. And yes, I'm going to say this person for last. Can we give the people who put this program together and these beautiful things a round of applause? Isn't this great? They outdo themselves every year. A more perfect union. I want to take this banner home, but I wanted to take last year's banner home and the year before that. And they said, where are you going to put them? I said, I've got a basement my wife assigned all my stuff to. But they do a great job. And so we're very pleased. And the last individual I'd like to thank before I close out is someone who's worked very hard on this event every year that I've been county executive. She's given of her time, talent, and energy. This year was especially tough. In the midst of this event, she lost, and her family lost, the light of their life. I know because I know Lavon's mother very well. She and her dad, her husband, her sons, her brothers, her brother, it was a trying time. And we really wanted her to just take time to grieve. But she insisted on doing this program, just like a woman. Really, that is just like a woman. Because I'd have sat down. As Booby, she'll tell you. She didn't. And she has been great. Can we stand up and give her a round of applause? Brought up here by her dad.
Thank you, Mr. Baker and Chief of Staff, Glenda Wilson, and I don't want to call individual names, but everybody on the 5th floor. To Prince George's County government, to my friends in community service, to all of the business people, everyone. We have been overwhelmed and in awe and very humbled by the love that everyone has shown. Social media is so powerful if used positively. It's a good thing. We know that some folk use it negatively. But the love through social media, I can never thank anyone enough. So if you're my friend on Facebook, I love you. If you share my stuff, I thank you. But most importantly, if there are people here that you know who know me and have touched my life or I've touched their lives, please let them know that I said thank you, because there aren't enough stamps and enough posts for us to show our love. So God bless you all and thank you so much. And my mom, love you.
No, thank you. Great job. So I'm going to close this off, and if I didn't do this, then they think I really was crazy. What a theme. working for a more perfect union and honoring women. I am, so they just set some flowers here, and I don't know what that's for. That shows you I really did not run this program. Oh my God. No, this is indeed a pleasure. I would like to give these flowers to the Chief of Staff, Glenda Wilson, the nicest, sweetest person you ever want to meet. You know, my wife would come home when Wayne Curry appointed her to her board. Come on here, Glenda. Appointed her to her board, which I was surprised she took. I was like, Wayne, don't ask her, because you know, she's going to tell you the truth. And he appointed her to this board, and she went on there, and she came home one day, she said, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. I wouldn't be on there if it wasn't Wayne Curry. But the only person I like, when I walked through the room and I knew it was Glenda Wilson. I said, well, honey, why did you like her? She said, because she agreed with me when we were talking. Now, I never worked with Glenda Wilson, so I didn't know what she was talking about. But now that I've worked with Glenda Wilson, she's done a great job. Can we give her a round of applause? Now I'm going to close this off. Oh, it's 2 o'clock. So, it wouldn't be me if I didn't say this. A more perfect union. The person who I've grown to love in this job that I never knew I would love is not a person living, but a person from Maryland. If you've heard me talk about struggles I always talk about, and I had my youngest daughter paint a picture of her so I could see her every day, and that's Harriet Tubman. And I liked it because she had a saying that when they asked her how many slaves she freed, she said 1,000, but I could have freed 1,000 more if they only knew they were slaves. But then I started thinking about a more perfect union. And I started thinking about the officer we lost this week. And I just started thinking, what makes a person, you know, rush toward danger? What makes a person run toward a place where they could get harmed? And I think about our men and women in uniform and our firefighters and everyone who does that. And you can't help but think about Harriet Tubman. When you're free, when you make it, when you escape, when you're gone, would you go back there to bring others? A whole bunch of men did not. But she did. A more perfect union. It's one thing to say it. It's a whole nother thing to actually believe it and internalize it and to see the future. That's what women do. They see it. God bless you. Thank you.